Hi, I'm Tom with the FCB Launch channel, and in this tutorial for FreeCAD I will show you how to create editable fields on your tech draw page which can be filled in automatically. So here you can see if I run the autofill tool, it inserts these fields automatically. As you can see on this example. In this tutorial, I will be following up on my previous tutorial where I explained how to create a TechDraw page template from scratch. So we'll be using that one as a start point. If you do not have that template, you can also download the starting file from the FCB Launch Ko-Fi shop where it is available for free. The two files there, I will place them into my documents folder, into this folder, and these are the template with no autofill, which we will start with, and there's the result of this tutorial, the template where the autofill is already implemented. And I'm using FreeCAD 1.0 in this tutorial. So let's get to know how to create the autofill fields. So I will close this sample file and start an empty file. And here I will start with creating the TechDraw page template, and I will go to my documents folder, go to the folder that I downloaded, and I will choose this no autofill template. And it's this one that we created in the previous tutorial. So you know that if you click here, you can type in, and these are editable fields, so you can type in anything you want. But I want to be these three fields filled in automatically. How do we do that in FreeCAD? It's important to know that there are two independent autofill systems in FreeCAD. The first one is update template fields, and the second one is Autofill Elements. Both of these can do the same thing, but they do it in a different way. But it's very important to note that they work independently, and it's important to note that they can fill in the same fields. First, I will show how the update template fields system work. So this system, you can find it on, if you open a TechDraw workbench, it's this button, update template fields. But as you can see, it's grayed out and I cannot use it because to use it, you have to have at least one view on a page. So I will go to my 3D view, and I will go to my part workbench and create just a simple cube. Now I will go back to TechDraw workbench, and I have to create cube view out of the cube. So I will select the cube and create a view, and I will change the scale to, let's say, 5:1. Hit OK. So now I have got this view created on my page. And now you can already see that the update fields button is active. So if I click it, you can see that here two fields are detected for automatic update, and it's the author, it's this one, and the scale, it's this one. And this is the original text that it's currently in the field, and this is what will be placed there. So for scale it will be this one, and I have an option to update only this one and not update this one, but I will update all. So now if I click OK, you can see that the author name and the scale is automatically changed in the template. The scale is clear. You might wonder where the author name comes from, and it's in the document. It's this created by. So if I change it to John Doe and I run the tool again, it will update it to the John Doe name. So this is how the update template fields work when it's already set up. But what is key and what we need to know is how these fields are detected and why was the sheet name not detected. This is because it is dependent, if I click on the editable field, on the name of the editable field. So here the name is author name, and in scale the name is scale. And this one, sheet name, it didn't recognize, so it didn't insert anything there. And how can you know which fields will be detected? Now it's set up in the data, mod, tag draw and CSV data folder, and there's this file, fill template fields, CSV. And if I open that file, you can see these columns, which are the fields that will be checked. So this is created by, this is the author, scale is the scale, label is the name of the file, comment is the comment property, company the same, license created by, and last modified by. So only these fields can be checked, and this is the name of the editable field that needs to be inserted for the tool to work. So you can see that author name is here, and in FreeCAD it was this one. This is the text name, author underscore name. And if I go to scale, this is the scale name, and I had this field named scale. And for the sheet name, you can see that here my sheet name field is named sheet underscore name, and you can see that none of these are named sheet underscore name. I could actually write a new row here with sheet name, or I can change the editable field name. So let's say I will change it to FC-title, and I will do that by going to the template object. So it's the SVG file, and I will open it. It opens up in Inkscape. If you don't know what I'm doing, again, I recommend you watching my tutorial about how to create the template from scratch. And here I will select the name editable field, and as previously I will open the XML editor, and in the text ID we created the FreeCAD editable previously, and instead of a sheet name I have to use some of these. So I will actually copy this FC title, and in the value I will paste in the FC title, hit enter, and based on this it will be detected that it should be auto-filled. So now I will save the file as, and again, if you don't know why I'm using plain SVG, watch the tutorial that I previously created, and I will name it tutorial autofill, hit enter. So now I can close Inkscape, close without saving. And now back in FreeCAD, I will delete this page, and I recommend you to restart FreeCAD because the cache might mess up those fields. So I will save this file and save it to documents and name it FC tutorial tech draw. And now I will restart FreeCAD. So after FreeCAD is restarted, I will open the saved file, and I will switch to tech draw workbench. I will create a new page from the documents from this folder, and it's the one that I saved, the tutorial autofill. And now I have to create again a view from the cube, so I will change the scale to 5:1, and now it's available to update the template field. So if I run it, you can see that now it's also checking for the name sheet I call it sheet name, but it's actually the file name that will be auto-filled in. So I will hit OK. And you can see that all of these fields are inserted automatically. Now let's say if I would change the scale of the view, so I will change it to 10, I run the tool again, and the scale is changed accordingly. So this is how you set up editable fields to work with the update template fields tool, and what's key is the name of the editable field, this value. Now let me also show you if I have multiple pages in my project. So I will create a new page again from the same template, and I will now insert a cube again, and let's say the scale will be 4:1. Now if I run this tool, update template fields, it goes one by one through each page and updates the field. So this is for the page object. So I will hit OK, update them. Now this is for page 001 object. So now if I will hit OK. So every time you run this tool, it runs through all of the pages. Now another important thing to note about the scale is that if I have multiple views of different scales on one page, so I will create another, I have the cube selected, I will create a view, and I will set the scale to 10:1. So I have got these two views, view 1 and view 2. This is 4:1, this is 10:1. If I run the update fields, it uses just one of the view as the scale. So I think it's the first one that was created. So you have to be careful if you have multiple views on your page. This autofill might not be appropriate, but you can see that if I delete this view and now I run this autofill, it fills in the scale of the view that's on the page. So be careful about the scale. So this is all you need to know about the update template fields system. Now let's take a look at the second autofill system, that is Autofill Elements. Autofill Elements system is based on creating attributes in the SVG objects, which then tell FreeCAD to automatically fill in these editable fields during the creation of the page. And if we look at FreeCAD Wiki, I will link this page in the description box below. Here we have an autofill options, and these are all autofill options that we have. So we can autofill author, date, organization, scale, sheet, which is page number, and page count, which are these two, and the title, which is the label of the current document again. So how do we set this up? I will still be working with my simple cube, but I will delete these pages. And again, it's better if you are now changing these to save FreeCAD and restart it again. And what I will do is I will edit the template again in Inkscape. So I will edit the tutorial autofill SVG file, open it in Inkscape. Now when it's opened in Inkscape, I will select the field that I want to be have the autofill, and I will open the XML editor again. And here the important note is that it has to be an editable field. So the property is here, and I will add another property, and I will add it by clicking this plus button, and the name of the property will be FreeCAD column autofill, and the value will be title. And how do I know what the name is and what the title should be? I know that from the FreeCAD wiki. you can see that if I want to have the current documents label property, the value of the attribute is title, and the name of the attribute is FreeCAD autofill. And we will use the same for the author and for the scale field. So I will go back to Inkscape and select the author, and it's already editable, which is important. And I will add another attribute, FreeCAD autofill, and this one is the author, like so. And I will also select the scale text field. It's already editable. Again, I will add another attribute, and it's FreeCAD column autofill, and the value is scale. So now we've got all these three set up. I will close the XML editor. I will save the template, and again I will save it as plain SVG. If you don't know why, watch the previous tutorial. And now in FreeCAD we will use this template. So as previously in the text drawer workbench, I will create a new page from a template. I will use the one that we are working with, this tutorial autofill. And you can see that immediately during the creation, this autofill element system fills in the values. So you can see the sheet name is actually the label of the document, and the author is filled in. So if I change the author to my name again, and I would create a new page now from the template, you can see that it's during the creation, it's filling in the name, and it does not update the name. So first off, let's talk about updating the fields with this system. If I click the field, you can see there's a autofill checkbox, and if I click this checkbox and hit OK, it uses the autofill value, the current autofill value. So this is how you use the autofill element system to update existing fields. Now let me show you how this autofill element system works with the scale. Now if I did this, what I did previously, that I created a new view with the scale of 5:1, and now I wanted to update the autofill, so I will check this. Nothing changes. This is because this scale value is not taken from the view scale, but it's actually checking. This is my page, so it's checking the page property and this property, the scale. So this property actually is the scale of the views that will be created as a new views on the page. So it's checking this one. So if I change this to 5 as a 5:1, and now I will update the autofill field, it changes to 5:1. So this is important to note about the scale of this autofill element system. Now it's important to note that even though these text fields were filled in using the autofill option, if I change, let's say, the scale of this view to 10:1, I can still use the update template fields tool. So these can overlap. So if I run this, it will work as I have previously shown you, and it runs the autofill option. This is, I don't have a projection group on page 001, so it's not filling in the scale. But so this is important to know, that you update fields this way with the update fields, and with the autofill you do that by clicking here and checking autofill and hitting OK. So each system has its advantages and disadvantages. The autofill elements is nice because it automatically fills in the sheet name or author during the creation of the sheet, so you don't have to run any tool afterwards. But the scale, for instance, scale, I prefer using the update template fields because it actually checks which view is on the page. So it all depends on how you are used to working, what's your workflow, and what will best suit you, whether the autofill elements or update template fields system. So this is it for this tutorial. Now you know how to set up autofill fields in FreeCAD. If you did not understand what I'm doing here, how to edit the template in Inkscape, I recommend you watch the tutorial that I recorded previously, where I talk about the basics of creating TechDraw template for FreeCAD. If you like tutorials like this one, consider supporting the FCB Lounge channel by donating through the Ko-Fi page. The link is in the description box below. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.